Welcome back to Shattered but Unbreakable. I'm your host, Vicki Luann. Today we're going into some raw, real, and heavy truth. Disclaimer here. This episode contains discussion of childhood abuse and domestic violence. If at any point this feels too heavy, please pause, breathe, come back when you're ready. My goal here is not to traumatize you, not to trigger you, but to speak truth, to bring awareness, to offer hope. The man everyone loved was the same man we all feared. My father used to tell my mother she could go wherever she wanted as long as she didn't leave the driveway. Then he'd hide her shoes. The nicest people on the outside can be absolute monsters on the inside.
She is a warrior, ain't nothing gonna slow her down. She is a warrior.
And that was Warrior by my sideline sister in gut health, Alita Langford. I have deep gratitude for her, and with her blessing, I get to weave this anthem into my podcast every week because this is the heartbeat of what we're doing here. Standing, rising, refusing silence. Before I begin, I want to tell you something. As I share these pieces of my past, you may hear my voice crack. You will most likely hear the pauses where I'm holding back tears. That's not weakness, it's truth. If it stirs emotion in me, it's because these wounds are real. And if tears fall while I'm telling it, I want you to know they're also permission for yours to fall while you're listening. Because sometimes the most powerful healing begins when one person is brave enough to let the tears flow. My father could tell jokes for days. He was charming. He was so funny. He had a great laugh. He was smooth like silk. Women adored him. Men thought he was one of the boys. But this was the same man who would put us on our knees on a broomstick with our thumbs locked behind our backs for hours. The same man who set the car dash on fire with greasy rags because my mother was shivering and asking for warmth. The same man who blew up our yard with dynamite because my mother asked him for some dirt for a potted plant. We lived on a farm. There was plenty of dirt around without cause for theatrics. The same man who pulled her through a car windshield, spraying broken glass into my little sister's skin. She still carries those scars today. He did horrible things to all of us. He took away my innocence when I was 9 years old. He took away my birthday. He took away my childhood. And I couldn't tell anyone because everything in our house was a secret. We were turned against one another from the inside out. Don't tell your sister. Don't tell your brother. Don't tell your mother. Don't tell anyone because the consequences would be great. And besides, who would believe that a man so funny, so smooth, one that everyone loved, could be so atrocious? Who would believe a little girl about things like this against a man like that? And it wasn't just him. It started with my grandfather. When I was younger, I was grateful that he was too old to penetrate me, although I was too young to understand any of the reasons why. But it didn't stop him from doing other things. It was a family thing, a generational sickness, all seemingly on the same side. Who knows how far back it went? It was never spoken about. My generation and the next have carried the silence for too long, but I am done being silent. Not all abuse is loud. Sometimes the most dangerous kind happens in whispers, behind closed doors, in secret, when no one is watching. There's too much sadness, too much trauma, too much pain. Pain that is so difficult for us to explain, pushed way too deep inside our souls, swallowed whole in the shadows. We carry shame, embarrassment, humiliation, fault, guilt, disgust at who we are because of things that were done to us. We carry triggers, some we don't even understand. Wounds that were never ours to carry. If you're listening right now and your body feels tight, just please pause for a minute. Put your hand on your chest. Breathe. And say this with me. These were never my wounds to carry. This pain is not my identity. Breathe it in. Because that truth is where our healing begins. One of my sweetest friends lost her daughter to domestic violence. Her daughter died at the hands of her husband, whom she loved and adored. Now her two babies are growing up without a mother and thankfully without a father, because he is where he belongs, in jail. There are many, so many, too many. Please, let's keep talking about it. Because awareness doesn't just open eyes, it can save lives. This is why I coach. This is why I speak. To remind you that you are not alone. Because every one of us feels this. It was one of the worst things for me. And I never want another human to feel this way. You are not broken. You are not defined by the horrors you've survived. You are none of the things you were conditioned to believe. You are light. You are brilliance. You are not your triggers. You are beautifully made. You have incredible gifts to share with the world. Through my training on my way to becoming a trauma-informed master coach, I learned that the things I suffered were not done to me, but for me, because I have always believed it was my mission in life to heal others. It is a gift that was given to me. So my wounds can now help others heal. to offer them a voice without judgment, a safe space where they can unleash the buried things and become whole again. You are unbreakable. And together, we rise. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready for guidance on your own path to healing, you'll find a link in the show notes to connect with me. I would be honored to walk beside you, to listen, to hold space for you. This is Shattered but Unbreakable. I'm Vicki Luann. See you next time. Have a wonderful week, Phoenixes.
Train of mine, gotta keep her in line, keep her eyes on the Lord. She's ready to battle, gonna take that enemy down. She fears the evil and holds in her ground. She is a warrior, ain't nothing gonna slow her down. She is a warrior, she's taking this battle. She is a fighter, a crier. She ain't gonna lose this round. She is a warrior.
You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and more capable than you ever imagined. So embrace the struggle and know that with each step, you are becoming the person God created you to be, a warrior.
Here's love.